Once upon a time, there was a fair princess called Annette and her twin brother Killian. Their parents were wise and kind rulers of the kingdom, but there was a terrible curse placed upon them by an evil sorcerer. Every night when the moon was in the sky, the parents turned into nasty monsters that would seek to tear their children apart. The curse would continue until the twins reached 16 years of age. So the king and the queen locked themselves away every night under armed guard, for if they were to harm their children, the change would be permanent. On the eve of their 16th birthday, the evil sorcerer grew impatient and attacked the twins, hoping to kill them before they could inherit. But the king's paternal nature reared itself in his monstrous form, and hearing the screams of his children broke free from his restraints. The king slew the attackers, but during the fight, he accidentally scratched the Princess Annette, infecting her with his curse. The king was forever lost to his family. The cursed beast had control and began roaming the kingdom, killing and destroying everything in his path. While his queen, she passed away from her grief, leaving the royal twins to rule alone. But now the princess was cursed. She placed herself in a remote tower so she couldn't hurt anyone by accident, and she set about to learn the ways of magic in her self-imposed isolation, hoping to stop the evil sorcerer when she could once again join society. The young Prince Killian set out to cure his sister, his best friend, and he searched the kingdom for any lore of the strange curse. He heard the tale of a beautiful healer woman who could answer any question asked of her. So he searched, for years. For years the Prince Killian and his men fought all kind of monsters in their pursuit of this lady, and after a terrible battle, the princeling found himself alone, without rations, and dying of a slow-acting poison. The beautiful lady found the prince in the woods. She told the prince that she was the woman he was looking for, but she could only answer one question for him. Foregoing his own cure, he asked how to save his sister. They would need to slay the creature that had infected her before she harmed anyone, the lady said. And then she disappeared. Saddened nearly to grief, the prince returned home. He brought together the strongest of fighters and mystics and led the charge to find the father now lost to the curse. When the beast was finally found, the prince could only see the eyes of his father, but the creature was stronger than the king now, and he attempted to kill the prince. The bravest of these knights jumped in between the beast and Killian. Man and beast fought, and neither lived beyond morning light. The brave man told the Prince Killian to take the credit for the death of the creature, for none other than his most loyal subjects knew the true identity of the beast, and the people should see their new king as a brave hero. The prince thanked the man, telling him that he could not have killed his own father, and that his selfless sacrifice of life and credit made the man the true hero, not the prince. Upon reaching his sister, Killian learned that the Princess Annette had become a powerful wizard. She had studied and learned the ancient secrets of sorcery, warlocks, wizard, faith, and music. Annette was sure in her knowledge, but she had paid the price for such self-taught knowledge she could not see. Killian and Annette travelled to the evil sorcerer's castle alone to avenge their family. Killian led his sister through the various traps and they fought side by side with might and magic. She operated as his strength as the poison began to destroy the young man's body, and he acted as her eyes. They found the evil sorcerer atop the tallest tower. As the princess began her incantations, the prince protected her body from harm, shielding her and fighting off the undead the sorcerer had risen against them. The sorcerer threw an orb of fire towards Annette. Killian jumped in the way, pushing his blind, unaware sister to the ground. The poison spreading throughout his system finally achieved its goal, and it stopped his heart. The sorcerer laughed and offered Annette a choice: save her brother by conceding the throne through marriage, or face a slow, torturous death at his hands. In a rage, the princess stood tall and honed in on the evil sorcerer's monologue. She unleashed a forbidden spell, one she hoped she would never have to use, one that had forever cost her her vision, the darkest of spells, Soulfire. The sorcerer scream tore the night as his soul was sent burning into oblivion. But Annette was not done. With the magic she had learnt, she called deep upon the faith magic within, and asked the gods for a final bargain. She would pay for her dark deed by going willingly into oblivion if her brother would be able to live his life as intended. He was the true hero, having given his life's purpose into curing her, and lost his life to save her own. The gods looked down upon the grieving twin and judged. Killian took a deep breath, another chance at life filling his lungs, and he looked up into the eyes of his sister, who could see him once again. Apparently the gods had chosen to forgive her, moved by her grief and powerful offer, but she had no more magic in her veins, and she never did again. Killian and Annette ruled their kingdom wisely, fairly, and protected it from all manners of evil. And they lived happily ever after, didn't they?